Hi, my name's Dupsy Abiola, and I'm the Head of Global Innovation for International Airlines Group. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'll do a little bit of an introduction. I joined the group in 2017 after having been a tech entrepreneur and before that a barrister. So, definitely an unusual or not quite traditional route into technology. I've always been a technophile. I believe that all types of people from all types of backgrounds can find a space and a home in technology as a career, and use technological processes and ways of thinking to make the world a better place. And so I am so excited to be talking to you today. Fortunately, we can't be face to face, but I'm really excited to talk to you today about a number of things, but including what I think the next 10 years of leadership is going to be like, and a bit of advice that I have been given, and some of the things that have really helped me, which I hope will help other women coming through. I'd like to first thank Computer Weekly for giving me this amazing opportunity and for being such a vehement supporter of women in general. I am incredibly honoured to have been shortlisted twice in the Computer Weekly top 50 women in technology. When I look through those lists, there are so many exceptional women in there, many of whom are my good friends, and some of whom are part of the tribe that have helped me get to where I am today. Because no one becomes a leader of any description without a lot of support, a lot of help, and the backing of their peers, of colleagues, of all walks of life and background. So some and many of the women who are in that shortlist and are in the community at large, I have to thank for helping me, mentoring me, and helping us all get to better solutions. So, when I was asked to provide a little bit of a talk, there were so many things that I felt very passionate that I wanted to say, but I think I would start with looking back. So, in order to think through what the next 10 years is going to be, I think it's really important to look at what the last 10 years have been. And so I can do that through the lens of my own career and the lessons that I've learned, and also the things that we are seeing in the market. Anecdotally, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago, there has been this perception that leadership or technology only has a particular type of face. It comes from a particular type of university. It has a particular type of degree type, and there was a very rigid thing that would come to mind when people thought about what it meant to be a scientist, what it meant to be a technologist, what it meant to be a leader pushing the boundaries. I'm delighted to say that, even 100 years ago, 50 years ago, at every single point in history that you look, you will always find people, women, a ton of different unusual characters coming up and pushing things forward when it comes to innovation. Whether it be the hidden figures who were the precursors to the computer when computers were human, women who helped the NASA program put the first people in orbit in space, to the Mary Curies of this world, who were the pioneers in scientific and medical discovery, and so many other women who paved, and men and women who paved the path to where we are today. So the first thought that I always have is that throughout the history of time, there have always been people who think differently, who can add to the human collectiveness and intelligence. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to embrace people who are looking to make the world a better place and create communities. That's certainly something that I benefit from, and that is one of the things that I look to try and be involved with in the next 10 years and ensure is part of the legacy that I leave. So within my role at IAG, I focus on a number of things. One is investment, one is acceleration and innovation in a more broad in a broader sense. I spend an awful lot of time looking to find and support entrepreneurs and innovators who are pushing the boundary of emerging technologies and helping us to bring those technologies into aviation, especially in the fields of things that we as a group are very passionate about, including sustainability. So, I see myself very much as a digital bumblebee, spreading and pollinating positivity around technology within the business, trying to support and gather the troops and experts around ways that we can create safe and abundant spaces for us to experiment with new ideas and to generate a new class of leader who will hopefully help us expedite all our goals, whether it be net zero emissions or better customer experiences, or you name it, better interactions with colleagues, whatever it might be. That's very much part of what my day-to-day role is, and I, through that role, have had the opportunity to meet with so many amazing men and women who are propping each other up. So the first thing that I think about when I think about what the next 10 years should be like, I have three main things. I think that we should embrace community. I think that we should ensure that there's visibility of every different type of innovator and scientist, rather than just the set standard few. And then the third thing is, to allow people within each network to make other people's lives easier. We all know that we couldn't be in the positions that we are, we couldn't have the opportunities that we've had, we can't have or get the investment without the trust of other people helping and propping us up. So the thing that I would call on all of our communities to look for is how we can create communities, guilds, ways for us to get together, networks, where we can raise people up and ensure that there is a really amazing balance of all types of different people. I think, certainly within the teams that I'm within and within the group, we've always tried to foster this sense of collegiateness, being open to having people come in, being open to trying new things. And certainly whether it's going on the Hangar 51 Accelerator program that we run every year, opening ourselves up to new people coming into the business and experimenting with mutual tech ideas, whether it's through initiatives like our Innovation Guild, where we get people from all across our group to shed whichever teams they're in and all come together and talk and debate and discuss ideas. I think we have never lived in a time where we have so much opportunity to be with one another, whether it's physically, whether it's virtually. We have never been in a time where there has been such broad access to information. People who aren't able to or don't have the ability or frankly, perhaps don't want to do a formal type of education in technology can learn and can start coding by watching things on YouTube. I developed my first website, all self-taught. I don't think there is one mold that's going to exist for leadership for women or for men. I think we're going to see this amazing expansion of the amount of information that people have available to them, and also what we can all do and what we can all support. So my message, as is usual for anyone who knows me, is that the future, whilst it will have some very unique and particular challenges, will be bright as long as we have and we can create these networks of support around one another, as long as we can be open-minded and create these amazing and fertile opportunities to create cultures that ask people to question and ensure that we have many different types of voices. As long as all of those things are true, I think we will solve the challenges that we have before us. I think that we will find ways to open ourselves up. We will be each other's keepers. Certainly, whenever I see a role that I think is good for somebody, I'll always pass that on. I hope that hiring managers will think more laterally about what it means to be a technologist and a scientist. It really is a state of mind rather than a cookie cutter a thing out of the mold, a person who looks a certain way that comes from a certain university. And so I will leave everybody with a final thought, which is that in all of our capacities and wherever we are on our journey, I hope that we will be the types of people that are dragging people up with us and are opening ourselves up. So to all of you who are listening, I thank you. To Computer Weekly, thank you for being such a firm and incredibly supportive light, for shining a light on all types of different types of leader, especially women. And to all those who I don't yet know yet, do connect with me, Dupsy Abiola, at Dupsy Abiola on Twitter. And for those who want to be part of the vibrancy and the culture that we are trying to develop at Hangar 51, and who have amazing ideas about technology that they think can push the boundaries of aviation, do get in touch with us at hangar51.com. Thank you very much.